Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cover to Cover. You're here with Mo,
Andrea,
and Morgan.
And today we want to talk to you about so many updates in the world of Harry Potter, a celebration of Stephen King's novel It. Plus, we have a question of the week for you, so stay tuned for that. So we're just going to jump right in with a favorite pastime of readers, fan fiction.
On August 20th, a group of Indian students released a Harry Potter fan fiction work that they had been conceptualizing for quite some time. Harry Potter and the Curse of the Lying Prophecy, and this picks up where the original series ended and offers an alternative continuation that touches on some of those what-ifs for fans everywhere. So go ahead and check it out if you are in need of more Harry Potter in your life.
So this is a really interesting time, I think, for them to put this fan fiction out because it kind of offers an alternative to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is the current ongoing continuation of Harry Potter.
I like the title, like The Lying Prophecy.
I
need to know now.
I want to know, be more specific. What are the lies and how is that solved, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a really fun adventure for kids to write fan fiction. I think it's such a good thing to encourage kids to do if something happens that you don't like or the story's open-ended. What do you think happens, right? That's a really great writing tool.
I think everyone needs a little more Harry Potter. I don't know. What do you think?
Keep on writing. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really cool that they came together and wrote this.
I know.
Would you guys read something that wasn't like J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all day. In fact, I'll probably go try to see if I can find, where's this?
If it's written well, yeah, why not?
Yeah. Super fun. I love fan fiction. All right, you guys, but speaking of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, fans in the States better get those credit cards ready.
The 6-hour, 2-part play is officially coming to New York next spring. Registration for ticket access opens up on October 1st, and then actual ticket sales will be on October 12th. So, mark your calendars for this magical event.
You guys know I have set up a calendar reminder for this. I have already told my husband this is what we're doing next year. This is what I want to do for my birthday. Label it however you want. I'm spending money on it.
You just already set up the automatic payments for all things Harry Potter.
I should. Yeah. I'm actually really nervous because the process to get your name in the pool for the tickets is kind of intense because they're trying to avoid ticket scalpers, signing up and buying a bunch of tickets before the normies can get in there. So you have to sign up for pre-ticket sales, and then you have to log in to get tickets on.
And then there's an interview process to see if you're a true Harry Potter fan.
And then there's a lottery.
Yeah. I've already made my resume of my Harry Potter fandom. Yeah. I'm this is why I deserve a ticket.
That's proof. You have to make a video.
Mm-hmm. You have to be able to walk through the wall.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So. That's just a little bit of what's going on in my life, the things that are keeping me up at night. I'm kind of stressed, but I am very excited. So it is a 6-hour long endeavor, and so I read that they're going to air 2 days a week. I think they're going to do Wednesday and Saturday back-to-back shows. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you have to catch it part 1, part 2 across a couple days because it's really intense for the actors to spend that much time during the day doing things, right? Plus dress rehearsal and all that stuff. So good luck to those people. All right, so September 2017 also marks a pivotal moment in the Harry Potter franchise because it's the end of the original series.
That's right. The epilogue of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows was dated September 1st, 2017. This day was commemorated heavily at the end of last week.
J.K. Rowling herself took to Twitter to commemorate the day with her fans through a series of tweets. She said, "Today's the day Albus Severus Potter boards the Hogwarts Express at King's Cross for the first time, hashtag 19 years later." Fans hopped on that hashtag train and began reliving some of their favorite Harry Potter moments.
I love this, you guys. I feel like it was so long ago when I turned to the end of that book, and it was just in the future. And the future always sounds so far away, but now we're already here.
Yeah, I love how it's they hopped on the hashtag train. It's J.K. Rowling did a hashtag on Twitter, so I'm going to do a Harry Potter hashtag on Twitter.
Yeah, she's so good that way. And it is really fun for people to relive the end of Harry Potter, especially with the Cursed Child out there, because even though it was the end, we now kind of have this new beginning, these new sort of stories, and I'm interested to see what's coming next, Do you guys think that she'll continue on, or?
She has to. I mean, so many people have grown up with Harry Potter, and now it's what do I do? Other than, go to, Harry Potter plays and all of the things that we've been doing for the past couple years,
Yeah.
But she might just want to put it to death, you know?
Oh, that's dark.
I mean, you never know. Like Sherlock Holmes, for example.
Yeah, the
he was
authors get
done.
tired.
He was just done until everyone said, no! Keep writing! So I guess time will tell.
We'll see. And she's very hush-hush about the work she does.
Yeah.
So we kind of don't know until it's like, here it is. So we'll just
Maybe she's like been doing all this Harry Potter stuff under a pseudonym and we don't know about it.
Oh,
that would
just
be very
out there.
upsetting, but also
She's-
let us know. If
she
you
is
could.
doing her own fan fiction
Oh,
under a different name.
that would be interesting. It's already out there. All the answers
Maybe.
are just on the internet. Well, we better go Google some stuff. All right, you guys. But speaking of 19 years later, seriously though, I feel like that's how long I've been waiting for even more content from J.K. Rowling. But as always, she has come through.
Rowling's BBC One adaptation of the Cormoran Strike series launched last week to critical acclaim. The Cuckoo's Calling's final episode is set to air this week, with more on the horizon. On September 10th, Part 1 of The Silkworm will air, and Part 2 will come a week later. This will bring us through the first 2 Strike books, and 2018 will hold the conclusion of the endeavor with A Career of Evil airing in the spring.
So we've already talked about this once before, but now it's actually happening. And I can't remember if I told you, but I don't actually have access to BBC One. It's only available in the UK. You can't stream BBC One online.
Oh.
So
Only available to Muggles, which, Americans. We're not Muggles, though.
Yeah, we're no mages. That's what
no
they call
mages.
it, the American version. But I'm kind of upset because I've done a lot of research how to get this. It's not happening. But HBO has optioned the American rights for it, but they have not announced a release date. So at some point, I will be borrowing someone's HBO login to watch this on HBO. Hopefully soon.
I am surprised that someone like Netflix or Hulu hasn't picked this up.
I know, it's crazy.
Gotta be HBO. Of course, they get all the good ones, like
They
Game of
do.
Thrones, and
I
then
know. They love that book adaptation.
Yeah.
So we'll just be looking out for that. But if you guys have seen any of the Cuckoo's Calling because you have magical internet tricks, or
But you know at Magical Internet Tricks.
yeah, tell
let
us.
know.
But I'm really excited to try to catch a glimpse of it.
Well, thanks for indulging our J.K. Rowling mania today, and let us know in the comments or if you are excited to get your hands on Strike series. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to be talking about adaptation of Stephen King's It and a question of the week. So there'll be more in just a moment. We'll be right back.
So coming out this week on September 8th is a much anticipated movie adaptation of Stephen King's terrifying novel, It.
There was a popular made-for-TV adaptation in the 90s, and people have been excited to see how this adaptation holds up to King's vision.
One thing to know about this movie adaptation is that it only covers half of the novel. It chronicles the life of the kids that live in Derry as they cope with and battle It. There is set to be a second movie chronicling the second coming of It and the adults coming back together and battling their childhood terror. Are you guys excited, nervous, scared to see It? And, I mean, what do you guys think about there being a remake?
So I'm, number one, first of all, truly terrified because the trailers paint this as a very scary remake. This is not what happened in the 90s. The 90s was a very cheesy time,
Yeah.
and they did not always nail the creepiness of Stephen King. This new one looks very scary.
I will not see it.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can tell us about it, maybe to an extent that won't give me nightmares.
I don't know that I'll be able to, but I am excited to see it. I am not a huge horror fan person, but I love Stephen King, and I am very excited to see this remake. And kind of early reviews are coming in. People have like caught sneak peeks, and they say that like it's so good, and there's so much to look forward to, and that they were so true to Stephen King's vision. So I'm scared, number one, but also excited, number two. So we'll see how it goes.
So with like all the hurricane stuff happening, I'm from Florida, and so I'm used to hurricanes. Been through Charlie, and I guess was it Irene or Isaac? I've been through a lot of the hurricanes, and for us, it's just like if it's like a category 1, 2, or 3, we're fine. But then once it gets to like 4 or 5, we're like, oh, we have to care. And so I was on Facebook, and there's this Facebook page that's like More Florida Memes, and one of their pictures, their like memes was like the clown like coming out from underground to like this little kid and is like, hey, you want some water? Like, because like water bottles are just nowhere.
Yeah.
But love that people can come together and bring Stephen King's It in for some humor during some crazy times.
It's applicable in all situations. And I will say, in the book, it makes a convincing argument for kids to come down into the gutter, because he's like, there's the smell of cotton candy and the sounds of circuses, and so kids are like, that's cool, I want to be a part of that. But just like, make sure you tell your kids that there are no circuses in the drainage ditches. Please just like stay away, and don't talk to clowns, and don't hold red balloons. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
All around, avoid it. Well, in honor of it, we're going to take some suggestions from you guys of creepy books that are really good and that you think that we should read.
So what are some of your favorite Stephen King books? Are there some amazing works out there that will keep us up at night? Let us know in the comments.
I know you guys aren't really into creepy books, but I would love like borderline creepy, but also like manageable, like I can still like sleep okay. So that's what I'm looking for. If you have like thrillers, I guess. Like just like scary thrillers.
I have mad respect for Stephen King. I mean, he's done so well. So he is awesome in my book, and my Aunt Terry loves him. She loves that genre, and I am all for like exploring new genres, but I don't know, like horror and thrillers and those kinds of things are just like things that keep me up at night.
Yeah.
Just are not on my nightstand.
Well, in case you didn't know, my favorite author, Nicholas Sparks, had his hand at writing romance / thriller / mystery, and so See Me is one of the books that is like that.
Nice. Good suggestion.
Yeah.
So
And
is
they-
it comparable to Stephen King?
No, but there's still an element of creepiness and where you're on the edge of your seat and you're trying to figure out, and some scariness. So yeah, and the other See Me is one.
Okay.
The other one is The Guardian.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll add that to my list. If you guys have some suggestions, please let us know, because I want to read them. But we would like to wrap up today's show with a Wednesday question of the week.
We've talked a lot before about authors who are very vocal and are very accessible to their fans. So this week's question addresses those who we need more of. So, ladies, which authors do you think that we need a weekly podcast from?
Like right now, immediately, I need a podcast from Lev Grossman. He's the author of the Magician's Trilogy. He's written a couple other books, and right now he's working on a new series based in Camelot, which is a really interesting time that I enjoy reading about as well, King Arthur and things like that. So he is deeply hilarious, and I've had the pleasure of hearing him speak in person at the Texas Book Festival 2 years ago, and I love him, and I could listen to him all day because everything is a joke to him, which is kind of the world that I live in, so I just basically think we'd be friends in real life.
Yeah.
But he's also a book reviewer for Time Magazine, so he's really well connected with authors, and he has lots of really amazing friends and access. So I think that he could truly have a podcast that would be so interesting for readers, deeply hilarious, very entertaining, and that 1 million people would subscribe to immediately. So Lev Grossman, if you're listening, I'm on board.
And you guys should be friends.
Yes.
I didn't mean to laugh so hard.
Friends for life. You're like, haha, no one likes it.
Everyone loves Mo. Y'all should be friends. Okay, so I'm seancing / maybe bringing him back into the future.
Okay.
And so mine's F. Scott Fitzgerald, because I think he'd be a really freaking awesome podcast
It's a seance
host.
cast.
Yeah, it's exactly. And also Zelda would be like on there with him and just be like a couple things. So both of them. And then Hemingway would like guest star. So we're just like bringing them all from the grave.
Wow.
Or, yeah, time machine type thing, if we can figure that out with like, you know, the things that we talked
dead
about on our
people.
last episode.
Yes. And Stephen King.
Yeah, so I think they would have an awesome awesome podcast, but I mean, I want them to bring in their like 20s vibe and like Zelda's like flapper girl thing. So like then when they were in kind of their happier times, because you know things got dark after a while. But yeah, those are my podcast peeps, and yeah, I would love to see Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald's like relationship, and then if maybe like Zelda could be on there and there could be like a little feuding, that would be great. So
that sounds awesome. I would listen to that like all day.
Right?
All day.
Also, I think maybe J.K. Rowling needs to have a podcast, because you know how like Sirius FM has like the Beatles and they just play the Beatles, their own station. I think there needs to be a J.K. Rowling station with just her being magnificent, but she doesn't have to talk all the time because she's been on like a bazillion interviews and all that, and there can be readings of Harry Potter, and I mean this could go on for a million years.
Yep, I would subscribe. That's for sure.
Okay, mine would be Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a few reasons why. Not only because he's won several awards, but he doesn't give many interviews at all. And, in case you didn't know this, he lives north of Santa Fe in New Mexico and spends most of his time in a think tank with a bunch of scientists.
What?
Isn't that crazy? So I think it would be really interesting not only to understand him and how he can write such dark stuff, but he's spending a lot of time with geniuses, and he could pull it all together, and it could be educational. But I really want to understand, like, how did it get so dark?
Yeah, I'm still scarred. I don't know. Like, it'd take me a little while to get onto that podcast.
I mean, he's had a crazy life and has lived secluded from family. I mean, he's been married a few times. Wives have left him. And so,
Interesting. That does sound intriguing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I would totally tune into that. For sure.
Well, let us know in the comments what author you think needs to have a podcast, and if you guys have any suggestions for authors who do.
Yeah. So let us know. And don't forget to like and share this post, and we will send you a free t-shirt if you haven't already got one from us. Send us a message with your mailing address, your size, your style, and your preferred preference. We have V-neck and crew neck options.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Mo.
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Morgan.
And we will be back on Friday, September 8th, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Time. So until then, keep reading, writing, and being awesome. I know we will.
Bye.